Hey guys, what is going on? You're gonna AK Fat Boy from Zergrino Sports here, and today we're coming at you with a review of Battleground, which happened last night, which was actually a very good pay-per-view. I can't speak English. It did better than expected. Let's just say that. I really enjoyed it. I actually did really enjoy it. There was pretty much almost every match was something that was really good. It served a purpose. Good storytelling throughout the night. Really, good booking overall. Which is surprising given its modern day WWE. So shots fired. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So let's get right into this. So pre-show, Breezango defeated the Usos. I didn't watch the pre-show. I never watched pre-show. Because it's not really. I don't know. I probably should, but I just don't have the time to watch 4 hours of a pay-per-view every month, and then now with the brand split twice a month, I'm not gonna have that time. So I usually, unless I have like absolutely nothing to do, then I'll watch the pre-show. But blah blah blah. Besides the point. So but even though I didn't watch it, this is very good because it kind of breaks the mold of the WWE in recent times. Breezango went over the Usos. Usually on the pre-show, you just have the baby faces, blah blah blah. They just go over clean, da 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 da. Breezango winning, that's good. Plus, they have a pretty good win-loss ratio in the WWE right now, don't they? Breezango, it's probably something pretty good because they haven't really lost much, really. Then they started the show off with the Sasha Banks and Mystery Partner versus Charlotte and Dana Brooke match. I was kind of surprised that they did start it off like this, but seeing how Natalya versus Becky Lynch, seeing how that match went later on, I understand why they started it like this. The mystery partner was, in fact, Bayley. That was, the most popular suggestion. It was either Bayley or we're going to get disappointed by Nikki Bella, or some people thought Lita or Trish if it was somebody like completely left field. Like Sasha said on her Twitter, she said, I have a partner that even Dave Meltzer couldn't guess. So that kind of led some people to believe it would be like Trish or Lita or something like that. But it did end up being Bayley, and the pop she got from that crowd, holy shit, dude. She is so fucking over. It's great. It was great to see her get that ovation. And it was also really cool because they showed Sasha Banks smiling, and you could see how happy she was for Bayley when she came out because she was ear to ear smiling. Overall, a pretty good match. Dana Brooke is still, meh, but overall, a pretty good match. Sasha Banks and Bayley obviously defeated them. I'm pretty sure 90% of people expected that to happen. The only thing is, Sasha Banks actually tapped out Charlotte with a bank statement, which is surprising, but also not surprising, because a lot of people were saying after the show, like, oh wow, she went over on Charlotte. Charlotte took the submission. Everybody thought it would be Dana, but Dana took the submission, the past 3 weeks. So it would be kind of, So I was kind of thinking Charlotte would be the one. A lot of people were kind of upset, I guess, that Bayley didn't get the pinfall, but Bayley. This was only a one-time thing. This isn't a call-up to the main roster. She's going back down to NXT. She'll probably be up full-time by SummerSlam, I'd assume. They'll probably incorporate her by then. But I don't. It's difficult with Bayley because they just had some call-ups. They had Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, and Carmella called up for the draft. If you take away Bayley, where's Asuka's there with pretty much no challengers, right? Peyton Royce. The Billy Kay, those two, but you haven't seen much of them, so they haven't really been built up. Liv Morgan, I think what her name is, but she's also hasn't been built up as much. So it's kind of it's a dodgy thing. You kind of have to build up the women's division before you call up Bayley. They kind of dug themselves into a hole with Bayley, but you know what? Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. One-time appearance for Bayley, so it makes sense that she didn't get the decision. Sasha Banks did. She tapped out Charlotte. Hopefully she wins the title at SummerSlam, but you never know. Next, you had the Wyatt family versus the New Day. Very good match. I enjoyed it a lot. New Day as a trio are fantastic. Wyatt family as a trio, not necessarily fantastic, but Bray is fucking amazing. Bray Wyatt is, like, he has all the potential in the world to be a future star, and they've kept fucking it up for the last 3 years, and it's finally time for them to pull the trigger on Bray and fucking just put a rocket on him, send him to the top, dude. Fucking, he deserves it. He's great on the mic. He's good in the ring. Everything. He gets it. He gets, like, psychology. He could tell a story. Him and Xavier Woods did great storytelling last night. They were in the ring. Xavier was about to go down on his knees for Bray. That sounds sexual. Hold up. Oh, god damn it. But, you know, like, to, like, worship him, I guess. And then Kofi attacked him. I think it was Kofi. It might have been Big E. Speaking of Big E, fuck, I hope he's okay, man. He keeps doing that dive to the outside at the pay-per-views, and every time he has a bad landing, and this time he landed directly on his fucking neck. And that's like almost 300 pounds of a dude landing on your neck. Like, holy fuck. I really hope he's okay. Hopefully he's not injured. He needs to stop doing that dive before he fucking kills himself. It's like, it's a serious issue. Like, I've been saying it's for a while now. Whenever I watch it, I'm like, god damn it, Big E, you gotta stop doing that shit, dude. You're gonna kill yourself. But anyways, I think it was Kofi who attacked Bray. Bray threw him over the top, I guess, and then Xavier did a flurry on him, and Xavier looked really good. Like, Xavier is a very good wrestler. He just doesn't get the chance to wrestle enough. He should be given the chance to wrestle more, but they told a great story. They had a good match. The Wyatts defeated the New Day. I think it's the right call. You're breaking up the Wyatts. The titles aren't on the line. Everybody looked good, dude. Everybody came out of that match looking good. All three of the Wyatts looked, well, the Wyatt family looked strong, which is good because they're getting split up. Strowman to Raw, Rowan and Bray to SmackDown. You're building them up, you know, as credible singles competitors, right? Or even if, you know, Rowan and Bray somehow stay together and wait for Luke Harper and Luke Harper goes to SmackDown, something like that. And the New Day looked good. Xavier looked good. Big E looked strong apart from almost killing himself. And, you know, Kofi's great as he always is. I think it was a very good match. I think the booking was really good on it. I think there was good storytelling. Good match overall. Next, you had Rusev versus Zack Ryder. So this is also a good match, you know. Rusev defeated Ryder. Kind of expected, because if Ryder were to win against Rusev, then Darren Young would have had to win against Miz. And I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. At least I didn't know. Like, I know they were doing the make Darren Young great again bullshit, but like, come on, Darren Young. Really? I don't when was he great in the first place, bruh? But yeah, good match with Rusev and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder mounted a little bit of a comeback, and he was about to do the elbow. Rusev countered, put on a mean fucking accolade, made him tap. Good match overall. Decisive result, which is good. Especially considering they're on separate brands, right? After the match, Mojo fucking Rawley. If you will have watched my draft reaction, or listened to my draft reaction, you will know I'm not a fan of Mojo Rawley. He belongs nowhere near a wrestling ring, let alone on the main roster. He comes out because Rusev was doing like a post-match beatdown, or about to do a post-match beatdown. Mojo Rawley comes out. He's like in his face. And the best thing about the whole segment was Rusev just kind of looks at him. He's like, this guy? No. Nope. Not worth it. And then he just fucking like walks out of the ring, and like he pretty much buried Mojo Rawley right then and there. But it was so great. Rusev's fucking bae, dude. Lana is a lucky woman, dude. But yeah. Speaking of Lana, did she come, like, did they have the wedding that night? Did you see what she was wearing? Holy fuck, man. But yeah, good result, I think. You know, on to the next match. match of the night for me, and one of the best matches of the year inside the WWE for me. Obviously, there have probably been better matches in like New Japan, Ring of Honor, stuff like that. But I don't really get a chance to watch New Japan and Ring of Honor. But speaking solely inside WWE realm, like including NXT, one of the matches of the year so far. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Fantastic match. Good pacing, everything. The timing on it was right. Great storytelling. It looked like Sammy was, you know what Sammy does when he does the springboard moonsault from the apron to the outside, like where he sits on the ropes, and yeah, it looked like he botched that and landed on his back shoulder on the apron, and everybody was like, oh shit. But the way they worked it into the match, it's either a testament to like how good they are of wrestlers, or that was done on purpose. But it looked like it could have been either way. If I don't know who the fuck would purposely do that quote unquote botch on their injured shoulder. So if they did that, Sami Zayn's fucking crazy, man. But it's probably a botch. They worked it into the match very well, and yeah, overall great match. Near the end, Sami Zayn defeated Kevin Owens, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Sami Zayn defeated Kevin Owens. He had him in the corner, did the haluva kick, and then caught him and held him in his arms, and then he just kind of looked at him for a few seconds, and it was just kind of like this is what you made me do type thing. You know, it's like looking at him and being like, wow, like, you know, he's like, this is what you made me do. This is what you turned me into. He puts him back up. Fucking no remorse. Second haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Fantastic match. Match of the night. One of the matches of the year inside WWE. Then you had Natalya versus Becky Lynch. The match was okay. It's kind of hard because Natalya as a heel is kind of meh. And Becky, this whole storyline's kind of, they didn't even build all right. They didn't even build the match. They had them attack each other a couple times, and that's it. There were barely any promos, nothing like that. So it was kind of hard to care about the match, you know? Yeah, it was pretty hard to care about the match. Yeah, Natalya won. That was surprising. I'm not a fan of that. I think Becky should have won. Becky needs a big win. And I think Becky needs to be the face of the women's division on SmackDown, because who else is there? Natalya, she's great in the ring, but she has no personality. She has no character. She never has. She probably never will. It's just like, I'm sure she works on it. It's just like a difficult thing for her, I guess. Which is a shame because she's great in the ring. And if she had like the personality of like a Sasha Banks, of a Becky Lynch from the get-go, I think she could have been one of the most successful women in history. But she doesn't. All she has is her in-ring ability, and in modern day wrestling, that's not enough to get you over, which is a shame. But yeah, I think Becky should have won. You know, it was an okay match. It was one of the weaker matches of the night, but yeah, the next match, there's only pretty much 2 matches on the card that were, you know, lackluster. And even one of them, this Natalya versus Becky Lynch, it was an okay match. They're great workers. It's just there was no like big story behind it that made you care about the match, which is a shame because they both deserve better, you know? But yeah, next you had the Intercontinental Championship match, Miz versus Darren Young. Bad match. Fucking shambles of a finish. I'm looking on the website to see what the official, result was, because it was a clusterfuck of an ending. Basically, the match in general was kind of poor, and by kind of poor, I mean it wasn't very good, in my opinion. Then, fucking Darren had Miz in the crossface chicken wing. Bob Backlund was screaming at him because Bob Backlund's crazy, I guess, inside kayfabe. Maurice slapped Bob Backlund. Darren Young broke the hold because of it. And then Maurice just kind of fell on her ass, and I guess was trying to blame Backlund for like pushing her over, and then Backlund like ripped his shirt off, but he couldn't get his shirt all the way off, so it was like half on, half off, and it looked really weird, even though he still had the suspender straps on. It looked really weird. And then Miz came out, I think. Miz came out. He checked on Maurice, and she was like pointing at Backlund, I guess saying he pushed me or something. And then Backlund was like fucking yelling, going crazy. And then Miz pushed him down. Darren Young came out, got the chicken wing, and then the bell rang like as soon as the chicken wing got put on. So everybody was like, did Darren Young get disqualified? Did Miz get counted out? Even though Miz wasn't even out that long. Was it double count outs? Shit like that. Like nobody knew what was happening. Darren Young pushed a referee. So that was something, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see some character development for Darren Young, but like the match was a shambles, the ending was a shambles, fucking terrible. Like it really brought the whole vibe down for the pay-per-view because it was really poor. On the website it says it was a double disqualification, so no winner there. Whatever, who gives a fuck. The only thing that's weird about this is it's the only match on the card that wasn't decisive, but they're on two separate brands, so they can't have a match that like blows it off. So it makes no sense to have a non-decisive match, like it's, I don't know, it's confusing. That was the only kind of like really low point of the night. Next you had John Cena, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass versus the Club. Cena, Enzo, and Cass won. It was a very good match. Just like the 6-man tag earlier, everybody came out looking good. Gallows looked like a monster. Carl Anderson looked like a machine. Fucking AJ Styles looked great as always. John Cena looked good. Enzo and Cass, fucking great. Enzo cut a brilliant fucking promo before the match. And it was so great to see because Enzo's always been great at promos, but he was on another one today. Like he was fucking on top. And I'm not the biggest fan of John Cena because of all the shit he did, not putting like the Nexus over, Bray Wyatt over, fucking Rusev over, all the lol Cena wins shit from like years ago. But it seems like right now he's starting to realize like he needs to put these younger guys over, and he looks happy doing it. He was not in the top 5 picks for, you know, he could have easily like gone to Vince and been like, yeah, I want to be a top 5 pick. AJ wouldn't have been in the top 5 for SmackDown, you know. But it's kind of like he's realizing like, okay, he needs to usher in the new guard, and he needs to help these guys out. And it looks like he's happy doing it, because with Enzo and Cass, it looked like he was enjoying himself in the ring when Enzo was cutting his promo. And Enzo, like, it was a lot of fun. Big Cass is also great. You know, everybody's great. Also, there was good storytelling in this match too. And the finish was good too. I'll talk about the storytelling. The story, basically, there was a situation where Enzo was in the ring by himself with Gallows and Anderson, and instead of backing down, he was just like, okay, let's do this, let's go, and he did his little running man challenge in the corner a bunch of times, and then Carl Anderson, I think it was, rushed at him, and he stepped aside and threw him into the ring. He was in the corner, and he threw him into the post, and he went out, and it was just him and Gallows, I guess, or vice versa. I can't really remember too sure. But the fact that he did that is great for his character. And Enzo, he looked really good, like from a wrestling point as well today. He was last night. Sorry. He was great last night. Everybody was great in that match. Everybody looked good. The finish was a second rope AA onto AJ, which makes sense, and like a lot of people are gonna be mad that Cena pinned AJ, but they needed to have Cena do that for them to have a rubber match at SummerSlam, you know. And another thing is the fact that a normal AA didn't beat him is very good. The fact that he needed the second rope AA to pin AJ makes AJ look strong, you know. in my opinion. So I think the booking was great for that match. Good storytelling once again. After that, you had Randy Orton's highlight reel shit. It was bad. It went on way too long for what it was. It was really, really bad. Jokes were terrible. Randy Orton as a face is just really awkward, in my opinion. He's not good as a face. Cutting promos, he's kind of lost, and he's just really awkward. And he tried pandering to the crowd, and they just didn't really give a shit, which I thought was kind of funny. But the only good thing that came out of this was he was talking about Brock Lesnar, and he was talking about something, and then he said no enhancement required. And I don't know, the way that might have been scripted, that might have not been scripted. Chris Jericho said you're gonna pay for that, I guess. And I don't know if that was like a reference to like him, like Vince being mad, or in kayfabe Brock Lesnar. But yeah, he was talking about, I don't know, how he's gonna beat him, or how he's been successful, no enhancement required. And that was okay. That was some like, ooh, hot fire, shots fired. Ooh, got him good, got him. But the whole segment in general wasn't that great. Moving on. Shield triple threat. Now, my opinions are going to differ, not on the match, but on the whole Shield thing. I don't see the big deal about the Shield, in all honesty. Then again, I wasn't really watching, like, full-time when they were a group, really. I was kind of watching on and off, and then I stopped watching completely for a while, and then I came back to it. Now, and that was around the time where the Shield debuted, and they were doing all this shit, and, I did not, I wasn't watching that much back then. So, it's kind of like, I guess, I didn't really witness the Shield, so it's not a big deal to me. But, even just from looking at it, the Shield isn't, like, maybe they pulled off, I don't know, it's just probably a personal thing, and, like, I don't know, the match was good, I'll say it, the match was good, good match, some good spots. I usually absolutely fucking, absolutely fucking hate the Dean Ambrose's rope rebound bullshit clothesline thing, but they did it where, like, I think Seth hit Dean into the ropes, then, like, Roman hit Seth, and then Dean hit Roman, or Seth and Roman could have been reversed. I can't really remember that well, but it was actually cool how they put that into play. Rollins looked good. Everybody looked good, even Reigns. Fucking boo City, though. Like, he got booed so much, and they didn't even try and fucking, like, turn it down, I don't think. Like, I could hear the boos, and I think that's good. I think they're embracing the fact that nobody likes Roman Reigns, especially after the, wellness violation. So, yeah, Dean Ambrose retained the title, actually quite surprisingly. I thought Seth or Roman would win. They would put it to SmackDown, and then AJ Cena at SummerSlam would be the match for the title on SmackDown. But Dean, he won clean too, which was also surprising considering there were 4 people at ringside: Daniel Bryan, Shane, Stephanie, and Mick Foley. It was, yeah. It was a good match, though. Very good match. Like I said, though, I don't really see the appeal to the Shield because I wasn't really around to watch it. The thing is, though, like, I don't know why I still do not like Dean. And I don't like him as champion. And I know, like, if people watch this, they're going to be like, what the fuck? He's so good. He works so hard. He deserves it. And yes, he works hard. And yes, he deserves a title, a title run. But that doesn't stop me from not liking it. I don't really like Dean's character. In the ring, he pulls off great matches, but his moveset is kind of limited compared to Seth Rollins. Obviously, it's more, involved than Roman Reigns, but compared to Seth Rollins, his moveset is kind of limited. And yes, he works hard, and yes, he deserves a title run at the top. It's just I don't like his character. I don't like him as the champion. I would have liked if Seth won it back, actually, but I guess it would be unfair to give him only a 1-month title reign. I don't know. It's just a personal thing. Like, Dean works his ass off, and he definitely deserves to be at the top. It's just I don't really like his character with the title and his character in general. It's just a personal thing, you know. But I can see why they're giving him this. And last night, you know what? It went a good way to like turn me around on him. It was good for his character. It was kind of like, okay, yeah, no, he's this, that. So yeah, I'm starting to kind of come around to Dean, but I'm still not completely on the Dean hype train, I guess. Obviously, don't like Roman. The only way I'll like Roman is if they make him fully a heel, and then they have the Authority favor him and make it obvious that he's their guy. And then he's a good heel, perfect heel. Like, it books itself, man. But yeah, Seth Rollins is great as always. Hopefully he wins the Raw title. That hopefully they bring back the world title, or they create a new one, something like that. Hopefully he wins that title at SummerSlam against Roman Reigns. But overall, very good card, I think. Other than, you know, Miz and Darren Young being a shit show, really, and Natalya and Becky Lynch kind of under delivering because there was no story. But yeah, good card. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10, maybe. I thought it would be an okay card, and then the triple threat and maybe Sammy versus Kevin Owens, or the 6-man like Cena, Enzo, and Cass would kind of elevate it from like a 5 or 6 to like a 7. But it was a solid card all around, so I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10. Very good. I enjoyed it a lot. It kind of felt like it's something different because there's decisive endings before one of the big 4 pay-per-views, which is like a change in WWE's like, you know, system. So it's nice to see that. But anyways, thank you guys for listening to me talk about this review. Got him. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, share it to all your friends, all that good stuff. Let me know what you thought about the pay-per-view down below. Let me know what you thought about the matches, what you'd give it out of 10, best match of the night, shit like that, whatever. Yeah, thank you again for taking the time out of your day to watch my video, and I will see you in the next one.